Okay, let's dive into your notes here. Because, sometimes the really fascinating stuff, the secrets, aren't in the big picture. They're hidden in the tiny details you spot when you're, like, really looking closely.
That's so true. That's often where the real insights are hiding. The small things can reveal fundamental principles.
Exactly. And that's our mission for this deep dive. Dig into these specific observations you made while propagating Coleus, right? And see if we can pull out a genuinely surprising nugget about how plants actually grow.
Right, yeah. So I was focused on propagating the main Coleus plant, doing the usual cuttings,
Standard stuff.
standard stuff. And then I noticed something just, well, unexpected happening right there in one of the pots.
Okay, like what?
Well, there was this little bonus plant, a side plant, that had just appeared. It pretty much self-propagated.
Hmm. Okay, a little volunteer.
Yeah. And what made it so insightful, really, was how this little plant got started. It wasn't, a typical cutting with a big leaf attached or anything.
Ah, okay, so here's where it gets interesting then. Your notes say it grew from just a small stem piece with a node on it.
Just the node.
And the really surprising part, apparently it took root and actually started growing without needing a leaf present, at least not initially.
Which, if you think about how we usually picture plant growth, it feels a bit backwards, doesn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
But we're always taught the leaf is the powerhouse, the food factory.
Photosynthesis.
Right, converting light into energy.
Exactly. That's what fuels growth. So seeing a plant potentially start without that primary energy source, well, it sort of bypasses a step we assume is fundamental for a cutting to even survive, let alone propagate.
Right. And that seems to be the core revelation here. Your observation suggests that under, what did you call them? Optimal environmental conditions.
Yeah, optimal conditions.
Under those conditions, a simple stem, maybe just with that node, could actually be enough.
Yeah.
The potential is just sitting there.
That node is incredibly powerful. It's technically the point on the stem where leaves, branches, even aerial roots can emerge. It's packed with meristematic tissue, basically, plant stem cells.
It's like dormant potential.
Exactly. It has all the genetic instructions, all the potential for completely new growth. It just needs the right trigger.
And that trigger, going by your notes, seems to be those optimal environmental conditions. You mentioned you've got a lot of experience propagating different species, picked up lots of insights. You know the basics.
Yeah, I've done a fair bit. But the current challenge, even with that experience, is finding enough ideal space and hitting that perfect microclimate consistently for all the cuttings I want to get going. Light, humidity, temperature.
Uh-huh. They all have to be just right.
They really do. It's the practical side. You can know the science, but getting it consistent, that's key. And I found only one specific spot, one gardening workspace I have that reliably provides that truly optimal microclimate. It's like finding the magic spot.
That makes a huge difference, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. It's crucial. Instead of constantly fussing, moving containers around, trying to balance everything manually, finding that one location simplifies the whole process. And it was in that specific environment I saw this seemingly impossible thing happen, the propagation from just a node.
Okay, so stepping back a bit.
Yeah.
What does this specific little plant insight tell us more broadly, beyond just gardening?
Well, I think it really highlights that sometimes the limiting factor isn't the inherent potential of the thing itself, the seed or the node, the basic starting point.
Right.
But whether it's placed in the absolutely right environment, that's what unlocks the potential.
Interesting. So, like that Coleus node. It had minimal starting material, basically just itself, but it thrived because it landed in precisely the right conditions, humidity, light, temp.
Exactly.
So maybe our own projects or learning something new or even, I don't know, developing skills. Maybe they're just waiting for their optimal environment to really take off, even if we feel like we're starting small.
Yeah, it makes you reconsider what's truly essential for growth and success in, well, any system. Sometimes it seems it's less about having every single component perfectly lined up from the start and more about creating those perfect conditions, that perfect little microclimate for the core potential to just activate and go.
It's a fascinating thought. This small gardening discovery really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other fundamental processes, whether in nature or maybe starting a new habit or tackling some complex problem, could they actually be simpler than we assume?
If only we could identify and consistently create those truly optimal conditions.
Exactly. What potential are we maybe overlooking just because we haven't found or maybe haven't built that one workspace, that perfect little spot for it yet? Something to think about.